One of the reasons is that I get quite a lot of the questions from a few of you regarding the volume spread analysis, talking about how should we assess the volume, how do we judge the effort versus results. It's kind of confusing. I totally understand that when you first approach the volume spread analysis. However, we just need to stick to the principle. So I just would like to give you a few more examples. That's why I choose this trade review from Hang Seng Index. So first of all, this is a based on a day trading. So usually what I want to do is to just give me a holistic view. So I just put up the hourly time frame H1 and I draw up some line. You can see swing low, axis line, support become resistance. So this is support again. So nothing complex. It's just draw up a few lines that will give me a feel what's going on for Hang Seng. And also we probably can notice that it's kind of within this big trading range, I would say, probably might just fluctuating up and down. So, however, my plan as a day trader is just to focus on the latest part of the price movement. So I also want to highlight this day high, previous day low, and also the Globex high and also the Globex low. So nothing complex again. So it's very simple and straightforward. Right? So that's a before market open, and this is after market close. So at that time, because I draw up these two lines, and my plan was actually to just trade based on probably a spring type of the setup. So in the first hour, you can see that there is sort of a spring, but there is no follow through to the upside. Instead, second hour, it just fall through. So it's kind of bearish. So I just want to show you my trade. Okay, here's my trade. So as my plan was to trade kind of a spring condition, spring setup. So this is my entry. So this is 9:30 p.m. where the Hong Kong market opened. So after that, we can see a very quick recovery up, kind of like a reversal bar, and then I just enter long, and with my stop slightly below the swing low level. So again, it's quite typical, nothing unusual. And I actually would like to see some movement up to test the previous day high level. However, you can see that there is totally no lift to the upside. There's no upside follow through. Instead, there is some hint here. So just take a look at this two bar. So we have two bullish bar here, and look at the volume. So this is the volume corresponding to these two bullish bar. So first bar, we got a slightly lower volume, but second bar, we got a spike of the volume. So with increase of the effort behind, what's the results? So it's a smaller spread if we compare to the previous candle. So that suggests that there is presence of supply. And eventually that actually confirmed by the subsequent bearish results. But just by looking at the supply level, I don't really see very aggressive sell-off. So I did not really move my stop or have an early exit. So instead, I kind of just let it drift because right after this, there's a reaction, which is normal. But after that, I see this is a localized breakdown. So this is where I actually become bearish. So I'm thinking, well, this trade is probably going to be a losing trade because of the localized breakout or breakdown. So eventually I did not really close it right after the close of this bar. So instead I just let it drift and hit a stop. Okay, so one of the things that I think could have done better is just to have an early exit right after the breakdown bar. So that could probably have minus 0.5 reward to risk instead of getting a minus 1. So that could save some money. However, after that, what I see here is kind of a breakdown. So instead of a spring, which I bet earlier on, it did not really materialize. Instead, what I see here is kind of a increasing of the supply with the down wave breaking down. So roughly at this point, I'm starting to turn bearish. I'm thinking that if I can get in a position with a short entry. So subsequently, I got in an entry here. So this is the entry. So that's pretty much based on this sign of weakness. So I switch my bias from here as a spring to sign of weakness. So after I got stop out, switch the bias to sign of weakness, inability to rally up. In fact, you can see that it kind of tested the previous support, now turn the resistance level. And if we take a look at this bar here, so this is the breakdown bar of this previous swing low level, it's kind of failed to come in above. So definitely there is a presence of the supply. And eventually we see this reversal bar, and this is where I get in with short entry. And I just use my trail stop, and because this is Asian time zone, I got a time, so I can just hold it and to just trail stop and eventually kind of stop out here. So with roughly around probably close to 2 or 1.5 or 1.8 reward to risk ratio. So overall, I got a -1 and then probably plus 1.5 to 1.8. So overall, it's still positive to me. So that's my trade on the Hang Seng.